Hey guys, this is Patrick Riddle with Private Money Blueprint, and this is the follow-up to the Great Mystery video that you saw recently with myself, Josh Brown, and Dusty Keefe, where we dug in to figure out the Great Mystery. Why is it that two people get the same exact course, learn the same stuff, but one makes it and one does not? Why is that? We really dug in, and I'm going to briefly show you one of the diagrams that I charted out last time. But we're going to dig into the success framework today, the three critical areas of real estate and life success, so that we can figure out what is that big roadblock for you that's holding you back from where you could be. And at the end of the video, I gave you a little homework assignment. You were to spend an hour of time reflecting on the past year, 2011. What did you do well? What did you not do so well? What do you feel is the limiting factor, that critical component that you're missing? Now, what is that missing element for you? And it's pretty cool because we got a lot of feedback on the video, and we're going to dive in, and I'm going to talk through some of the comments that were left, so that in the success framework, I think together we can figure out some of the holes of where people are struggling and having some of the issues, maybe some of the same issues that you're having. And so if you haven't spent that hour time of reflection yet, do that today. And also think about 2012. What is it that you want to get out of 2012? You know, maybe it's to go on a trip with your family, or to go somewhere that you've always wanted to go, or maybe it's to buy a new car or house, or just to create time freedom, so that you have more time to spend on some of your interests and hobbies and with your kids and with your family. Whatever it is, you know, spend some time to chart it out. Begin with the end in mind, and know what you want out of 2012 while taking as much out of the results from 2011 as possible. And as we dig in here and I go through some different questions, you know, just ask yourself so that we can figure out what is this obstacle that's in between you and where you want to be, so that we can remove it. So let's check out the success framework here, and you'll recognize my fancy flip chart here. Okay. Yes. All right. Here is the diagram that we went through just the other day, and I'm just going to run through real quickly to summarize it. But people, everybody knows that we all have unlimited potential. Ultimately, unlimited potential, based on your belief in being able to do something like real estate investing. Based on that, you're going to tap a certain amount of your potential. Based on the amount that you tap, you're going to take a certain amount of action. If you don't really believe that it's possible for you, you're only going to tap a tiny bit of potential, which means you're only going to take a little bit of action, which means you'll get a little bit of results that aren't going to be good, and that's going to negatively reinforce your belief that you can't do it, that it can't be done, that it doesn't work. But when you have the belief that it can be done, when you see others doing it and making it happen, and you believe that it's possible for you, you're going to tap a lot of that potential, a ton of potential, which means you're going to take a lot of action, which can lead to great results, which then positively reinforces your belief, and it becomes a positive cycle. And I did mention that when you have that belief going in, you tap a ton of potential, you take a lot of action, sometimes that can mean great results, but not always, because you have to be taking the right action. And the right action, there are three critical components, critical areas of real estate and life success. And most of the gurus out there leave out two of them. And these are critical. And here's here's our success framework here. And we've got number 1, we've got mindset mastery. Number 2, real estate strategy. And then 3, business building skills. And if there's a hole in any one of these 3 areas, then there's going to be some issues. If you know every real estate strategy, every tactic in the world, but you don't have the mindset, then you're going to hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And it's same thing. Maybe you have the mindset, you have the strategies down, but you haven't focused on business building skills like team building and networking, building systems, hiring, firing. There's a range of skills here, relationship building, that go under business building skills that to ultimately have a thriving, profitable, fun business that can work without you there and can provide the lifestyle that you ultimately want. It takes all 3 of these areas here with the success framework. And let's do this. There were a lot of feedback, a lot of comments on the video, the Great Mystery video from the other day. I'd like to just talk through a few of those and let's figure out where in the 3 components that there may be an issue. And I think it can be enlightening for you as well, so that we can figure out where you may need to go to work on. I'm going to readjust my fancy camera. And so, a couple of the comments. Here's one of them. They said the problem is that it is not as easy as you and every other real estate course seller make it out to be. So the problem is that it's not as easy as gurus or educators make it out to be. And so what do you think? Where is the issue there? Is it in the mindset? Is it in real estate strategy? Or is it in business building skills? If you're thinking that something isn't as easy as it was made out to be, or isn't as easy as you thought it would be, those are thoughts going on in your head. Those are you must have expectations that things were supposed to be easy, and when you took action and they weren't as easy as they made out to be, then you've got this head trash that's stopping you from taking all of the right actions to have success. And so go ahead and either commit to doing what it's going to take or don't. So, I mean, anything worthwhile in business and life takes work. You know, so if you expect everything just to be simple and easy, good luck to you, because you're going to have to put in some work. And a lot of that is just the mental shift of not expecting. Expect to have to put in the work. Expect to build that belief system that it's not going to be easy, that you're going to have to push forward and continue moving forward despite obstacles, despite fears, despite setbacks. And so that's just a simple mental shift that can be made. A couple other comments. One of them said, Josh, you were very fortunate in having a hands-on mentor for 3 months to walk you through the deals, unlike the vast majority of the other 70% you're attempting to address. There was another similar comment. Not everyone can have a father-in-law to take you by the hand and show you how to do your first deal when you have no experience and no idea what you're doing. In the real world, it's much harder. So, Josh told a story about how his father-in-law was in real estate investing, mentored him through his first deal. And really, what's going on here is that when people call attention to Josh having a hands-on mentor, unlike the 70% that isn't having success, that's not taking action, that's not getting results, they're just using that as an excuse for their own lack of results. And ultimately, could you go out and work for free in a real estate investor's business to learn the ropes? Yeah, sure you can. There's your hands-on mentor right there. and all it's going to take you is is some of your time, and that's really easy to do. And the thoughts that are going on when someone says, well, Josh, you're lucky, you had a hands-on mentor and I don't. I mean, it's just the thought process of justifying why he was able to succeed and maybe you haven't got the results that you want so far. That justification process, that all happens up here in the head. That's head trash. And I had to deal with it a lot. That's one of my biggest roadblock when I got started, as I'll share with you shortly. It's up here in your mental conditioning, beliefs, and thought processes. And there's certain ways that successful people, the millionaire mindset, that they think, that they believe, and just by following that framework, you can ultimately get the results that you want. But you gotta fight through this head trash. And the more that you look for reasons why real estate investing isn't going to work for you, that's all going on in this mental game up here. You're going to find reasons, aka excuses, for why it's not going to work. Another comment. Guess what? This is a big country, and not everyone lives in a big city. Small towns like mine don't have a RIA. Small towns are too small to be able to rub elbows with rich, successful people all the time. Okay, so where does this issue come into play? So this fellow lives in a small town. In any small town across the country, are there successful businesses? Yes, there are. We can all agree on that. And he mentions not having a RIA, a networking group in the area. He mentions it's too small to rub elbows with rich, successful people all the time. So networking, relationship building, using the small town as the excuse, the reason why he's unable to network, build relationships, like we had suggested in the video. And are there some wealthy people in every small town and community? Sure. Are there ways to learn how to to get better at relationship building and trust and building rapport and credibility? Sure. There's thousands of articles and resources and tutorials online. But digging into his comment here, learning how to build strategic relationships in your team and to network, those are business building skills. So that would fall into the third critical area of success in real estate and life. And so, as you can see, some of the comments here, there's just some mental trash that's going on. That the issue is in the mastering the mindset. Some of the reasons for not being successful as well are simple business building skills. If you're in a small town, has anyone ever before started investing outside of their local area and been successful? Sure. Yeah, one of our members lives in LA and buys properties and got started and buys properties in Tennessee, clear across the country. And there's certain business building skills that are necessary in order to implement and execute a plan like that. And this is just a truth that just accept this, period, and it's going to make things easier for you. Someone more disadvantaged has gone before you and succeeded. I don't care what your situation. I don't care how bad things are, or how bad things were when you grew up, or where you grew up, or how awful your financial picture is, or anything bad that's ever happened to you. Someone more disadvantaged has gone before you and succeeded. So any reason, aka excuse, that you can come up with for not having the results you want, someone else has overcome that obstacle or that scenario, that situation. And so you can too. Realize that you can too. You don't have to justify why you're not where you want. Just accept it. Your results are just that. They're yours. And someone more disadvantaged has gone before and succeeded, so you can too. I know that you can. My biggest roadblock whenever I got started was head trash. You know, I look young for my age anyway, but I look like a teenager. I probably looked like I was 15 when I started buying houses. And there was a lot of head trash going on there. I let fear hold me back. I was scared that I didn't know enough. I was scared that I would come across as a newbie and that I didn't know what I was doing. And those were fears, the mindset mastery area that I had to break through. And you know, it's not easy, but you take action. You work on the three critical components, and you move forward. And so what is that? What is the big obstacle that's been holding you back? And here's some questions to really sit down, think about, and you know, whatever you think that issue is for you. How long has that been a problem? How long has that been a problem? And write down the answers to these questions here. So how long is that one thing that you know is holding you back? How long has that been a problem? What have you tried to do about it? What specifically have you tried to do about it? And then we're going to quantify how much do you suppose that has cost you. So the first question, how long has this been a problem? What have you tried to do about it? How much do you suppose that's cost you? And an exact dollar figure. Write it down. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about it costing you that much money? And then last, what's going to happen if you do nothing? If you do nothing different going forward? Some tough questions possibly, but just go through that little exercise, answer those questions, write them down, and that's going to help zero in on the issue, so that you can, if you've fallen into the tactical trap and only focused on real estate strategy, then what are the other things that immediately you need to implement and start doing to build up in those two other areas of success, the mindset mastery and the business building skills. And I want you to know that, look, ultimately, it's not your fault if you've fallen into the tactical trap. Gurus sell tactic after tactic after tactic because for most of them, that's what sells. And so that's what they continue to push out to people interested in real estate investing. But that doesn't cut it. There's more to it than just the tactics. And so it's not your fault. Now you know what the success framework is and the components of it. With your mindset mastery, your belief system, your thought processes, mental conditioning, visualization. There's a lot of different things. Little easy things that you can do, tricks that you can learn to develop that success mindset. With the business building skills, from setting up your entity to team building and relationship building, to how to manage and grow a business, to hiring and firing. Heck, the best way to go broke is to treat investing like a hobby and not like a business. These are all skills that are necessary for your success, just to make things a heck of a lot easier for you. Some of the comments that I saw was that things are so difficult and so hard and they're not easy. Well, when you focus on learning and implementing in the three critical areas of success, then things become a lot easier for you. And happy almost New Year. I've got something really cool coming your way, and it centers around the success framework that you've learned and now know, and the three critical areas: your mindset mastery, real estate strategy, and business building skills. And I'm going to be letting you know how you can claim $533.81 worth of pure, powerful, money-making, real estate, life, business altering information. That's coming at you soon, so be on the lookout to figure out how you can claim that gift. So have an awesome New Year's. Let's make 2012 the best year you've ever had. We can do it. I know that you can. Let's do this. If you have any thoughts, questions, toss them in the comment area, and I'm going to be in touch with you soon in the new year 2012 to tell you more about how you can claim your $533.81 gift. We'll see you real soon.